Mute it. It's silly here. I can open it up. Did you host in Smell Divers or something? Okay, let me open one up. I do. Sometimes you gotta nerf items because things that are too powerful can make the game fun. Yep. I used it yesterday. You can check the stream if you want to. Yep. I used it yesterday. You can check the stream if you want to. Yep. I used it yesterday. That's a good shotgun. I muted it because it was annoying.
Are you guys developing a two-handed burger in here? I knew it.
I can't hear you on the stream. No clue. I love technical difficulties. They're so fun and interesting. Difficulties are so fun and interesting. Your actual voice, yes. working. Silly. I don't. Okay. Shit is the. Yeah, I can't. I love the test stream. It's just so peak. Leave the Discord and see if it works. No, it did not work. I didn't know how bad the stream delay was.
Okay. Okay, that should fix it. Hello. Oh wait, I didn't apply. I did apply.
I heard you for a second.
Yeah, it's working now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Okay,
working
okay.
now.
It's because YouTube apparently doesn't allow multiple tracks, and I had my microphone set to a separate track than the desktop audio for recording. That's really lame that YouTube doesn't handle that.
Now I
Okay,
can
okay.
mute the stream.
Yeah. All right, we're here. We made it.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, this is Link's balance talk. Since this is mostly
Yeah.
just a test stream to see if it's technically capable, and we discovered it wasn't, just gonna go over the most egregious things. Some of you may know the famous two-handed crossbow take. We're gonna be hitting that up, and mostly just the red stuff, just to see how it goes. All right, the first red thing. Oh, we're already almost there. The eruptor. You know, I actually think this is a good take. Not gonna lie. What do you think, Link?
It has really good AoE and really good damage. It no longer needs its AP4 buff or its Ergo buff. It
Yeah,
is now it is now stronger than it was on release, and it was overpowered on release. So
yeah. The AP4 probably only helps like on bots for a few minor conveniences, like bunker turrets and Hulk eyes, and I guess the Gatling sentries. But the Gatling sentries probably still take a fuck ton of damage from just the shrapnel. But if you remove the AP4, it's like it wouldn't hurt it too bad. It would still probably be the best weapon in the game. But the really base take is bringing back the old Ergo, because that's just a great gatekeep to the power level of the weapon. Because I mean, I'd say that Eruptor is probably the most powerful weapon in the game right now, the best primary.
too.
Yeah. So Eruptor is best in the games, but it doesn't. It just has the slow magazine, and it has good Ergo now, or like very usable Ergo. You don't really have to be super precise with it, so it's like doesn't matter if you're not perfectly precise. So I'm
Yeah.
actually all for this. This is a good change. Really
Mhm.
gatekeeps the skillets who rely on peak physique. All right. Well, I guess we're getting into the meat and potatoes. The explosive crossbow. What's your take on Link?
Two-handed AP2 projectile, 2 less mags, and a 4-second reload. This gun has been OP for a pretty long time now. And it doesn't need to be one-handed. That was just a small buff that it got back when it wasn't as strong. It shouldn't be medium armor penetrating because it can kill so much. It has really good ammo economy, so we should reduce that. And it needs a longer reload since there's no tactical reload advantage.
Doesn't it have a tactical reload?
Nope. You remove the mag and place in the mag.
I swear I had one, but I'll just take your word for it. It doesn't matter too much.
You don't
4-second
really need
reload.
the mag.
Isn't that longer than like machine guns? The stationary reloads?
I think so. It wouldn't be
Damn.
stationary.
So this would be like the longest reload in the game.
You can maybe add an animation to draw back the crossbow or something.
Oh. So like you pull out those hooks to like pull back on the string. Or maybe one of those crank crossbows where you know how they have the crank on the side to draw it back? Something like that. Just make it a really long, slow, abysmal animation. Why AP2 on the projectile? Isn't the strong part the explosive?
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense for it to be AP3. It's not going very fast. It's not sharpened at all. It's just an orb.
Is it? I haven't looked
Yes.
deeply at the model. Is it really just like a bulb of explosive on the end of a tip?
Yes. And it's AP3 for kind of no reason.
Silly, that's a crazy idea. We're gonna have to pin that. Yeah. Make the crossbow 3-handed, but hell bombs mutate Helldivers into having 3 arms, but it's a 0.1% chance to live. I think Elrond's got a point. Ballistic shield, like when you're taking away the 2-handed from crossbow, you're really just hurting ballistic shield because ballistic shield doesn't have anything going for it. Like ballistic shield just like breaks instantly. So you're
there
not
needs to be more one-handed weapons. The crossbow should not be one of those one-handed weapons.
There should
Maybe
be
make
more handed.
Viper spray and pray one-handed or something like that.
There should be more one-handed weapons, but I don't know actually. You know what? I think you're kind of selling it in the sense that the crossbow should probably take 2 hands to reload, right? Because you have to draw back while holding it, and you can't do both at the same time. I wonder what the animation looks like on that. That might be something to look into. Maybe the crossbow does. Maybe it doesn't make sense for it to be 2-handed because it's small, or for it to be one-handed because it's small, but the reload requires 2 hands.
Because you need to hold it and then you need to put in the grenade, and if it had a longer reload, the draw back wouldn't be possible.
Yeah. I don't. Silly says every SMG needs to be one-handed. Stares at reprimand.
The reprimand, honestly, I don't think it should be one-handed either.
I don't think
It's too big.
Yeah, it is. It's very big, and it's clear that it's like people always call it the assault rifle, but that's just because they're using like video game logic for how it works. Because for some reason, this game has made people think that one-handed means SMG, but it's really just that it's using a pistol caliber. The stretch and realism comes in the fact that the pistol caliber does 125 damage, and the rifle calibers do like 80 to 90 damage. So that's kind of like ridiculous of them, but that doesn't really matter because SMGs would be horrible if they were based on real life anyways. But I don't think that the reprimand needs to be one-handed as it is now. I think what it needs to do is there needs to be an attachment that comes with a bunch of downsides, like returning the recoil to what it is with what it is without vertical foregrip and compensator. If you return that, then you can give it one-handed by like having a different chassis or swapping out like the big stock and back end for a pistol brace. That way people get the option.
Of course, just massively increased sway when you're holding it with one hand.
I don't think I don't know. I think the whole sway argument, like the devs said they said they're going to swap it for sway and fall off. so they monkey pot us by giving us 2 downsides when they remove spread.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the whole sway argument doesn't make sense because they said, oh, it's a lighter weapon, so it's harder to hold steady, which, I mean, that's not true. That's the opposite of how things work. The argument I could see is that if something doesn't have a stock, so like actual pistols, like handheld pistols, those probably don't have, they probably would have more sway because there's not 3 points of contact. But all the SMGs, yeah, the SMGs all have like stocks, or you could even just say they're pistol braces that rest against your forearm, and that would be 3 points of contact. So it probably wouldn't be as good as a normal stock, but it would still, like, they shouldn't have a massive penalty like they do. Like, they have 20% more sway. It's ridiculous. Like, they doubled fall off and gave 20% more sway, and some of the SMGs that had that happen to them, like the Defender, didn't even have that bad of spread. So they got worse. Like the Defender and Pummeler, in my opinion, actually got worse after that update. I don't know. Maybe maybe this the two-handed. Now that I think about the fact that you have to reload it, we might have to look into that a little bit more in game. But in the AP2 projectile, like if we see, hold on. Let's see what the projectile looks like. Ew, wrong wiki. They only show the side. Oh yeah, I see. They're kind of like bulbous. They're not.
Yeah.
Maybe they aren't penetrating.
They shouldn't be penetrating.
I don't know. I don't know if it needs the reload nerf. It does have a lot of ammo, but if we're already making an AP2 projectile and making it two-handed, it probably is fine, right? Without those things, like it'll still be top tier, but
maybe I shouldn't do 4 seconds. Maybe 3.5 or something like that.
it has 3.5. I think it's 3.3
Really?
or 3.5. It's
I
still
know I
pretty long
increased it by not that much, but I know that I increased it. I think that's it with the crossbow.
How is this? This is like you have this listed as a rework for the scythe. So Link wants to increase the damage of laser beam weapons like the scythe and the dagger, and then take away their fire. For some reason.
It's because there's already guns that can set fire, like the torture and the crisper. So if you want to set things on fire, you should bring those guns. You shouldn't be using the scythe and the dagger as a flamethrower. Because a lot of people, for example, a lot of people on squids just bring a dagger to light flesh mobs on fire, and that should be something the crisper can do.
I don't know. It's less cool. Like you say that you want. Also, a couple of matches ago, I think they did make it so that all the laser weapons start cooling down immediately. You'd have to like test it frame by frame, but I did notice that. I think that was improved after they fixed all the bugs with the laser reloads. But it's just if you're increasing the damage to the ability where it's like the same power level, you're just kind of you're just making it less cool. Like if you're not changing the effectiveness of the weapon, you're just making it less cool. And if anything, you're buffing it on bots, which it already performed great on bots.
I'm making it so that it's not just something that sets things on fire.
But it's not just something that sets things on fire. You also use it for hitting weak points. Like it's like two ends of the spectrum. You either kill things by just targeting main, or you hit the weak points. Like with bots, how often do you really kill something like a Devastator by setting on fire? Usually you just go for the head. But something like a flesh mob, there's no weak points, so you just kill it with fire.
Bots is slightly weaker on bugs and squids.
But What?
Where's
Why
weaker?
would you want it to be weaker on bugs and squids when it just finally got usable on them? It was like not usable on either of those factions before, and it's still very difficult to use on bugs without something like Gas Dog.
And if you buff its DPS, then it's still good at killing things.
Yeah, but then what's the point? Like, what? Why? Like, if you're gonna
The
buff
laser
it,
beam.
its DPS to the point that it's like a net zero change. Why?
It's
Why remove the
the
fire?
point is so that you can't just pull it out, shoot like a Bile Titan or something, set it on fire, and then pull out like your Stalwart or whatever. That's the point of it.
But that's
It's
cool.
so that it's not well. If you then just bring the torture if you want to set things on fire.
But the torture already sets things on the ground on fire, and the torture is AP4, so it's already got a use. It's like more of the close range setting things on fire where it actually has good DPS. Like they're two different angles to it. They both set things on fire, but one is lower DPS and more precise and has range, and then another is deals a shit ton of damage, but it's short range. Although I do think that torture should get like 20 meters of range instead of 15. Silly says make Scythe AP3, and I agree. The Scythe, that was my original suggestion, was to actually make it AP3. Then they did the fire changes, and I think the Scythe is good now. But I still think that there actually is an attachment in that was leaked a long time ago, and I remember looking at the stats, and it basically cut the damage of the Scythe in half and made it AP3. And I think that would be a good attachment now to bring, because it would just give you more utility in setting things on fire. So you'd be able to like set like other AP3 things on fire that aren't like you'd be able to set things through AP3 body parts, like hive guards. You'd be able to set them through the face on fire, so you don't have to like aim for the little bits, their little armpits, to set them on fire. Would be a lot easier. And the DPS
point,
hit isn't
bro.
that big of a deal.
I don't want it to be just a fire gun. It's a laser beam that does DPS instead of bullet damage. So I want it to be that. I don't want it to be a flamethrower that has crazy range.
What if
Does
the
okay DPS.
do you want it to just not be that, or do you want the option? Like, if there was an attachment that increased the DPS and took away fire, would you be fine with that?
No.
Oh, you actually just want to take away fire from the people,
Yes.
the masses.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Alright, I see how it is. Plus 15 damage, so that's what, 70 damage on the sickle? Well, I guess we're going over red stuff mostly, but decent. Decent. Alright. Little cleanser, little buff for the sickle. Take away fire from the scythe. All this shit to crossbow, two-handed crossbow. Two-handed. 15 damage on sickle. Don't forget, guys. Elrond dislikes Link's take on the scythe more than the crossbow. Well, me too. Me too. But it is what it is. It's a new take. He's working on it. He'll see the light. We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry.
Sure.
Alright, Purifier. Often considered the other best gun in the game alongside crossbow, and I guess a Raptor now. The top 3. What do you think,
The
Blake?
main issue with this gun is that you can shoot it uncharged, making it like a scorcher, which is kind of dumb. And it has insane damage for its ammo economy, and even more so with the Jet Brigade now, how you can kill Hulks and the Devastators really fast with it. It is too strong and needs a nerf. So I'm removing its ability to shoot uncharged and reducing its ammo capacity.
So, I actually... Chat, don't hate me for this one, but I actually kind of agree, but for different reasons. So, Link wants to nerf it because it's too strong. I want to change it and rework it because I think it's too similar to the Scorcher.
That's fair.
So Link just wants to remove 5 from the mag, so that's a 35% ammo decrease, or a 33% ammo decrease, and also remove the mag. So more than 33% ammo decrease in total. Oh, thank you, silly. But I want to reduce the projectile damage generally for all the plasma weapons and increase the explosive damage, so they just become like I guess I guess like a funny way of calling it is like PlayStation crutch guns, where they just target main health pools, and you don't have to really, it doesn't really matter where you aim on the body, you just shoot center mass and they kill in a set amount of bullets, no matter what. It's not like you could shoot a full magazine of Lib Pen into the back of a rocket devastator and it won't die, but if you can shoot 2 bullets into its head and it will die. Like the purifier, for example, with these changes would just always kill it in the same number of bullets no matter what you hit it. But I do want to reduce the magazine capacity and increase the power of the fully charged shot to like incentivize fully charging the gun more, because it's kind of annoying that the purifier is just a scorcher but like better 90% of the time. There's some slight use cases for the scorcher, but the fact that you can uncharged shot spam and get that DPS at very little cost, like it's the difference in the mag size is 5, and it's not that big of a like. I just want to incentivize the fully charged shots more by increasing the explosion radius, and this is actually like a massive effect in game. I'll probably do a video on it when they do a plasma weapon video, and then 100 explosive damage. You do cut the projectile damage in half, but you more than make up for it with this explosive damage. Like you get really consistent group clears, but you do lose, like you lose a lot of ammo.
Yeah, which I think is fair,
Yeah,
considering how powerful it is and how long it takes to empty a mag if you're shooting charge shots.
yeah. So like you'd still be able to do the uncharged spam thing, but it would be like it would be like an oh shit button that you don't do all the time. You don't do it like as part of your combo, I guess. You would mostly just 90% of the time be just doing fully charged shots to try and get the value out of each round. And you would get more value out of each round than you do now.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm okay with that change.
Punisher Plasma. Just because we're on kind of the same thing. Give it fire, but remove 2 mags. Now this is my take. What do you think about that, Link?
So 2 mags.
Yeah, the Punisher Plasma has like a shit ton of ammo. I don't think I've ever run out of it. Like it has 9 mags and 10 in
I've
each
never
mag.
ran out of it.
Yeah, it's got 90 shots.
I might reduce more mags, but I would need to test with it because since, as previously said, I don't want it to be a fire setter. I want it to be an AoE, which I think makes more sense for adding fire to this, since we could set groups of like bugs or bots on fire.
Yeah.
So maybe I would either do that or maybe like 2 shots to set it to set something on fire, but I don't know how well that could be implemented. So it would probably just be 1 shot equals fire.
Yeah. Well, when they did the fire rework, they actually adjusted a lot of the fire status thresholds for enemies, and they increased the space or like the distance of the numbers between them so that like medium enemies do actually take a good number, a bit more fire status to be set on fire. So you can actually balance it a lot easier. And with the values I have, let me see in here in this nesting. Yeah, with like 2.5 fire status explosion, when I was testing it, it would be like one shot would set any of the light enemies on fire, but it would take 3 shots to set mediums on fire, which then they would die to the fire status. So I think that's like kind of where I wanted it to end up anyways, because right now it's like you shoot a Devastator, and I think it takes, what, 5 shots? It's like half a mag to shoot a Devastator, and it's not difficult. It's just really boring and slow. But if you can set them on fire on the 3rd shot and then let them burn after that, or if you're like in big danger, shoot them again so they're staggered while they die from the fire, I think that would help it a lot. Just give it some more medium capability. And also, it doesn't even one-shot Volus, and that's like the biggest thing for me is The Punisher Plasma doesn't one-shot boatless, even if you hit them directly.
Yeah, it's kind of an issue.
Yeah, but the fire would be able
So-
to deal that like last
Yeah.
10 damage.
Fire could definitely do it. I like the idea. Since I'm okay with giving fire to other weapons, like I would maybe even be okay with a fire liberator, but it would have to be like carefully balanced.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't have 45 shots. It should probably be locked to like short mag with small ammo economy.
Yeah, Fire Liberator might be something to look into. I might have to look into it. I only did it as a joke video once, but we'll see. Alright. I'm gonna skip to more reds. Some more controversial takes. Gotta stay entertaining. Can't be talking about all these good things. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is what it's all about. Themites. So Themites, what's your take on Themites?
They serve as a charger be gone and as Hulk be gone. And I'm okay with that as long as you can't do it very often, which is why I'm taking away a thermite.
But you already can't do it very often. It's already
Yeah.
got lost
But I
one.
want to do it less. But since a typical bug breach spawns around 3 chargers, and you can often see groups of 3 Hulks at like points of interest. So I want it to be so that you can kill most of them, but not all of them with your thermites. At least one person.
But then you can't kill any Hulks. And what if one bounces? Then you're screwed. You get one grenade if one bounces, and that happens pretty often.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
So
It's a very powerful grenade.
I don't know. Like, we have, with like the Jet Brigade, you have the Purefire, or other explosive weapons like the crossbow. And even your nerf version of the crossbow can do this, where you just shoot the front of a Hulk and it just dies in 3 shots.
It's an
Like, Hulks
issue
are kind of
with
bitch boys.
they have been, and it makes me very sad. But I do want to put like an explosive resistance on jetpacks. Not an immunity because then it would just be impossible, but like a pretty high resistance so that you can't just spam bombs and win.
Yeah, like 75% resistance or something. I think that'd be fair.
That's
It'd make the
exactly what
Jet
I was
Brigade a little
thinking.
bit more difficult.
Because you could
Because,
still kill them with like just just deleting their main health. It's just that jetpacks are a one shot if you break them. So they need to be a little bit more tanky.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know how this will go. I don't know how people would like this. I think this would cause an actual riot if they removed Thermite,
Like
because we've been with Thermite for so long, and it's been kind of like the gold standard. Take away a Thermite so it makes my teammates not inclined to throw one on the charger. I'm specifically trying to melee. Yeah, I guess that's the only problem I ever noticed with Thermites is either you throw a Thermite on an enemy and it's like already basically dead. You just need to avoid it for like 5 seconds, and then it dies, and then your teammates will like sometimes blow a recoilless on it, or like God forbid an orbital rail cannon strike, and it's like you wasted your Thermite and they wasted their orc, or one or the other, or the opposite. They'll just like throw a Thermite after you've already killed it. Like, I've seen people throw Thermites on chargers that have no butts on them when their butt's already busted, and it's like, And
often.
this would make it even worse. I don't think anyone would bring Thermites if this happened unless they had engineering kit.
It definitely would.
Well, I mean, would you be spawning in with 2 Thermites? Like,
Yeah.
so you just always have, so Hell Pod optimization would do nothing now.
Yes.
Damn.
I think that makes sense since you're only bringing 2. You shouldn't need to have more space in your health pod to bring 2 grenades.
Hmm. Make jetpacks do less damage when they explode. Yeah, I guess I could. There, on Thickstream the other day, he was talking about that, about how they should probably deal less explosive damage AoE and deal more percent to main damage to just kill that one singular enemy and not all the enemies around them. Or like they would still deal some damage, but just less. So it's like less like Biospheres where you kill one Biosphere and then all the others are 80% dead. So you just kill 2 Biospheres and then the entire horde blows up. Which I think is fine on Biospheres because they're really kind of a loadout check. But on bots, they're not really as big of a loadout check. Like, they still are super weak to explosives, but they still are easily killable by everything else, like normally. They're fun, though. They're fun, but they could be a bit harder. They could have, like, an upgrade arc, some story beat. Alright, we'll move on. We'll move on from -1 thermite. Yeah, the IQ test idea, that's... they should... Thermites should just only be allowed on diff 10 once, and you should only be allowed on diff 10 when you're level 150. That's what I say. Ooh, supply pack. So you're nerfing the amount of thermites you can carry, and you're nerfing how many thermites you can get back from supply pack.
Supply pack annoys me, but but honestly, this nerf wouldn't harm. Like, it wouldn't break loadouts that require it. What this does is it breaks loadouts that use it to take advantage of infinite stims, infinite grenades, and shit like that. The point of the supply pack, in my opinion, is bringing it with a support stratagem that has a pretty low ammo economy, such as the grenade launcher, or the HMG, or the AMR. So when you bring those guns, you bring a supply pack, so you have a little bit more ammo, and you're encouraged to save those resources for when you really need them. So I propose either keeping it as it is, except you can't refill it, and you can only call in 2 a game, or you can carry 1, but oh god, or you can only carry 1, and you can still refill it with supplies.
Damn. I don't even know what to say to this. Damn. I think the carry 1 supply and keep its refilling ability, I think that option is so fucking horrible. Like, 1 supply is crazy.
It's a supply doubler, basically. And you get to carry 1 on extra.
Oh, look, Thick Fillet is...
Why? There's a
Thick Fillet is
stream chat.
messaging you. Why doesn't he just message in the chat? Damn.
You see, I want it to be a backpack that's used for support weapons that have a small ammo economy. That's what I want it to be. I feel like it just gives you... It basically removes resource management, which I don't like.
So, I'll give my take. I don't think supply pack needs to be nerfed. I think it's really strong. And the only thing I'd say that is a little bit too strong about it is stims, but that's a stim problem in that stims are balanced around us having a very limited number of stims, and then this just basically gives you infinite. So it becomes almost impossible to die. Yeah, silly. The supplying your teammate thing can be kind of annoying. There's a lot of stuff that's like weird about like stimming your teammates and supplying them and then activating their hell bomb. Like, I think it's kind of funny that you can stim your teammates and then accidentally set off their hell bomb if they're carrying that. Like, you think you're gonna stim them or supply them, and then you just fucking blow them up. But they can also probably get old. I don't know. Maybe there should be like a larger action wheel. There's probably more actions we should be able to do. I don't know, Minako. I think that was brought up that we had that as a bug. I'm pretty sure there was like a bug kind of like that, and you would just drop it and have them supply you and shit. It's like It's too arbitrary.
It's
It's
a
like
dumb
it doesn't make
change.
sense.
It makes no sense in game.
I think the only way that if you were gonna nerf it, it would be either to take away the refilling ability and then like reduce its cooldown, so that
I
it's
would
just
definitely not reduce its cooldown.
because the refilling ability is kind of weird that you're like
Literally
cornucopia
doubling supplies.
technology doubling resupplies. I think that's kind of strange and like
Here. All
it's just kind of
all
weird. But I would
I'll have it.
if I was gonna nerf it, I would either make it so that it can't refill and it has a lower cooldown to compensate, or I would make it so you only get one stim back. Because stims is the only real problem I see. It's like there's no grenade that's like too OP that you could just throw 30 of them and like would break the game. Like Orbital and Napalm Barrage exists, and that's gonna be better than 20 of any nade. This auto-linked, that's crazy. Or did you do that?
Like I couldn't spell it, so I just switched it off.
Ah.
Or not that. I just forgot what it was called. So I'll link it later.
Wait, what does this mean? So like
you would like if you brought it with like railgun or something, it would give you 20 bullets instead of 10.
doesn't it do that? Does it not do that?
It does not do that.
Yeah, the one crate thing is kind of weird. I think that's the only thing that they probably should remove is just getting rid of the supply pack's ability to like resupply, because it's weird. It's like you're just summoning more supplies out of thin air by having it. Or I would just make it only give one stim, because stims are really the only real problem. But it's more of a stim problem, and supply pack probably shouldn't get a nerf just because of that. No, lab, my algorithm. There's gonna be all those random people who definitely will click on the stream. Let's find the next big one. Damn, you really did. You really did. Like the. You really did. Yeah, it's a rework, guys. It's a rework. It's a rework.
That is a rework. Larger AoE. AP3 rounds.
It's a rework, guys. I swear. If you make the rounds from AP5 to AP3 and then you give it 1 meter larger range, it's a rework, not a nerf. Ha 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 ha.
Go to. I don't like that I can kill heavies.
I think that's actually so. On my dock, there's some controversial things where I nerf a lot of the chaff clearing stratagems, and I think this is actually the opposite. So you're making it better at killing all of the chaff, but nerfing its like mediocre ability to kill heavy enemies or damage heavy enemies. It doesn't even really kill them unless they sit
If
in there
you
the whole
need
time.
that, then you can bring 120 barrage or even 360 barrage. This should be the weakest of the barrages since it has a very fast cooldown and it just shoots bullets. So let's just say that they lose a bunch of velocity after being shot and boom. AP3.
But there's gravity, so why would they lose velocity?
Because I bet that it shoots faster. Well, I guess maybe it wouldn't lose velocity. But still, I still think it should be AP3 rounds.
No, I think making it larger AoE is more problem. Like if anything, the problematic aspect of Orbital Gatling Barrage is that it's a chaff, like so strong at chaff clearing, and you're just nerfing like a slight convenience thing, which is that it kind of damages chargers as they walk out of it.
Mhm.
Like I see that you're trying to nerf it, but you're nerfing the like you're nerfing the you're nerfing the thing that's not the problem, at least in my eyes.
Add this.
Oh god, what have I done?
Nah, but this was a plan. I just forgot to add this because I was probably drunk.
Stim pistol should have a guided mode. I don't care about skill expression. True! Except with the guided mode in the game, it's actually harder to hit shit than just aiming normally.
What are you looking at?
That's funny, silly. Maybe the stim gun should have, like, it should do something to enemies. That'd be interesting. What if stim gun, when you shot enemies, made them just like call in a reinforce? Like it just forced reinforcements.
I would use it every single game.
Yeah, like it was like the kill farm gun. Like it just reduces the timer on reinforcements by a fuck ton, and then you just can.
I would shoot every single Alpha Commander I saw.
Yeah. Huge melee increased damage. That's funny.
Forgot I buffed 380.
Healing rockets. Flag. Yeah,
A
I thought
small
about that.
buff.
Like that you when you wave the flag, it like taunts enemies. There's a lot of things the flag could do, and it does nothing, which is always fun when that's the choice. Orbital napalm barrage. This one people might take as a W.
It's annoying. It's annoying that all my teammates can throw their napalm barrages. So there's 3 napalm barrages on a single bug breach. It's unfun for me because everything's dying. It has an infinite amount of uses. So just about every bug breach, or at least every other bug breach, there's gonna be a napalm barrage. It basically locks out a large radius for you to go onto. So I just don't like it. I'm reducing its uses to 3 so that you can't throw it on every bug breach, but it's there for those big bug breaches and like the mega nest, or like really like emergency situations, kind of like a laser is.
Yeah. I get the limiting 3 uses per mission, but I think my idea is better. Just because if you limit it to 3 uses per mission, it doesn't solve the problem. It just makes the problem less frequent. It's like the rocket shredder nerfs, like and bunker turrets. Like bunker turrets and rocket shredders are still problematic. It's just it doesn't happen as often. So they do nothing until they do something. Versus like this is like, yeah, it's very very annoying, but it's 3 times per mission instead of 4 times, and I don't think that really solves it. I think what would actually be more helpful is if they just reduce the radius a lot, like made it like 20 to 30 meters. I'd have to see if I
Like
can test that, but like
maybe
reduce the radius by a lot so that it doesn't cover the entire fucking map, and so you can actually play around it a bit more. Or if they just made it way faster, like it only it barraged super faster.
that's
Yeah,
something I
like Mark could
really
have said.
don't
Yeah,
like about it,
yeah,
is
like just make
that
it way faster.
it locks out an entire area, which is annoying.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is it like it has this? It's cool and everything, but it's like this giant effect where it just basically says, "All right, you can't play the game for the next, 40 seconds or whatever, however long it lasts."
And if you drop it, you're cooked.
Oh yeah, I think that's kind of funny. That hasn't happened to me that often, but I guess no one really brings it in my games because yeah, like reduce the salvos or just make them.
I see it like every bug mission. At least one person brings it.
Oh yeah, you play a lot of public lobbies. I haven't played public lobbies in
Yeah.
a while.
I
But yeah,
play basically
reduce
only public lobbies.
reduce the salvos, reduce the range, like just make it do its thing for less time. Like just make it do its thing in a less obtrusive way. Like it could still be as strong as it is. Also, it's funny that it got like Orbital Napalm Barrage got buffed. Like massively buffed in that patch.
It's goated.
Yeah, and they made
And
it
not
do
in a good
a
way.
shit ton more damage to tanks because Orbital Napalm Barrage and Eagle Napalm Strike both do an additional fire dot that deals a lot more damage to tanks now.
I did forget to buff the spear. Or did I buff the spear? I don't know if I buffed the spear.
Spear? Don't worry, I got
Let
the
me check.
spear. I got the
I'm
spear.
pretty sure I buffed the spear. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I gave it an
Needs a
extra
buff.
rocket and let it one tap Bio Titans. I buffed it.
He buffed
Don't
it.
worry.
Yeah, he's got you, Minako. He's got you.
Most of these changes are buffs.
Yeah, most of them.
But we're only looking
Anti-personnel
at
mines.
nerfs for some reason.
All right, let's talk about mines because
Oh, God.
I've got a.
I like barely changed them.
Yeah, mines are mostly fine. Actually, I nerfed gas
I need to
mines,
change
and you didn't nerf
incendiary
gas mines,
mines.
which is funny.
I need to fix the incendiary mines so they work, but other than that,
Wait,
I did
hold on.
not buff off silly. I'm sorry. Wait, did I buff? I don't think I buff. I think I said it was fine. It's just kind of boring to use.
I hate using this weapon. It's fine. Nothing.
Yeah, I hate using this weapon, but it's pretty good.
So mines.
Mines.
Anti-personnel mines
They're
are
pretty
pretty
fun to
good.
use, honestly.
They're underrated because they kill you, but like I don't know, skill issue plus
All the mines kill you except anti-tank mines.
yes, well anti-tank mines do kill you. I think anti-tank mines are deadlier than gas mines. Like
Really?
Thick
I
denies
don't know.
it,
I
but
see people put them in the worst possible spots, but people are pretty stupid with gas mines, so
I
I
think
don't know.
so. Incendiary mines. I guess I'll go over anti-personnel mines first. So anti-personnel mines, they do 700 AP3 damage, and Devastators have 750 HP.
I just stole
And
your idea.
and
That's all I
bots
did.
have this problem, or I guess they have strategy where heavy Devastators, they'll just shoot mines. Like they just clear a whole minefield. So it's kind of a little hard to get them to step on one AP mine because they'll clear half the minefield while they're approaching you. And it's even a lot harder to get them to step on two because it takes two to kill them. For some reason,
Yeah.
they one-shot all the other mediums except for Alpha Commanders, and I think they should one-shot Devastators. Like mines aren't gonna be like that crazy. Like it wouldn't be that crazy if they one-shot Devastators on bots. It would just be nice if they did, and I think that's all they need. Incendiary mines, I'm real pissed about these because incendiary mines don't set things on fire. They took it away. They took the fire explosion away, and they nerfed the napalm in the fire rework. The like ground fire. So the explosion doesn't deal fire damage anymore. It used to deal fire damage, I believe, and you'd be able to like kind of survive with heavy fire resist armor, but now it just deals physical damage, so you just die 100% of the time. You're right, Ron.
I know they were broken. I just made this before they were broken.
Yeah. So incendiary mines don't set enemies on fire with the explosion at all. It deals 0 fire damage and deals 0 fire status. So it's just a worse AP mine because it deals 300 damage instead of 700. And the fire that they leave on the ground is the very weak fire, ground fire, that the incendiary impact has, where it sets enemies on fire so slowly that anything above a hunter doesn't ever get set on fire. Like warrior can stand an incendiary mine fire for the entire duration and like get set on fire at the very end, and that's not happening in game practically. I have like videos of flesh mobs walking through an entire field of incendiary mines and sitting in it for like 5 seconds, and they don't get set on fire once. It just doesn't happen. They're
That's
just
fucking
useless
awful.
right now. They're just like one of the worst stratagems because they just don't do what they advertise. And they need
They
to
have
fix
a
it.
lot of potential, though.
Yeah,
Like slapping this onto a bug breach would go so hard if they were.
they would be if they fixed it and they actually set enemies on fire, they would be like one of the best stratagems in the
Yeah.
game probably, just for like killing the
That's
large enemies.
why I'm okay with keeping the longer cooldown if they work properly, of course.
I don't think they need any changes if they just fix the fire. Well, actually, so I think that
Except buffing
mines
the
should
damage.
actually. It's kind of one thing that I find a little bit annoying is mines have this really short cooldown, but you're not going to be using mines on cooldown. Like you don't use
Yeah,
mines like you
you only
do.
use them on like drops.
Yeah, like eats, like they have the same cooldown as eats, I believe, but you don't use eats, or like you use eats whenever whenever you can. Like maybe you'll wait 10 seconds to throw them a little bit closer to the next place you're gonna fight, the next encampment. But mines, you have to be very tactical with where you put them, and that's not very good when it has a super low cooldown. So you're just gonna be sitting on them. Like it'll have a 2-minute cooldown, and you'll have it fresh, ready to use for like 3 minutes because there's no good spots to throw them yet.
To do, yeah.
So I think that
Because you're obviously not gonna throw mines on like a patrol like you would throw like an airstrike on a patrol.
yeah, I can't find it. Um, Well, either way. Okay, so what I want to do with mines is I want them to have a longer cooldown, like add a minute, so it's like a 3-minute cooldown, and then make it so they have 2 charges. So you can have 2 sets of mines. So like you wait 6 minutes, and then for a big fight, you can throw 2 minefields, and you can always have one like still refreshing cooldown while you have the other. Because that's what you usually do is like you throw a bunch of minefields when you're about to get into a fight, not throwing them on cooldown. And I think that'd be a lot better, even if with the cooldown hit. And gas mines, I think they're kind of busted right now. They also like destroy frame rate, but outside of that, they basically clear entire breaches of all the light enemies and like 80% of the medium enemies too, because medium enemies will just sit in it and just keep taking damage the whole time. It's like so much CC, it's so much damage.
I'm very used to bringing gas strike, which I also think's fine. Maybe a cooldown nerf justified, but they are very strong. I'll give you that, but it's less versatile than like a gas strike or gas mines since it has that pretty large deploy deploy time length as it needs to be called down, drop in, and then deploy the mines, and it takes like a second for the mines to actually start working. So they definitely have their downsides.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I think I haven't tested this. I should test it, but I think just reducing the size of the clouds that the gas mines make to like make it a little bit more single target so that enemies have to walk directly into the gas cloud. Yeah, because it's like you step on one gas mine and now every single enemy is gassed. If
I
it was
wouldn't be
just like
surprised if it's just deploying a shitload of gas grenades and that's how they coded it.
Eagle
Kind of like
minefield
how
deployable.
incendiary mines are.
Silly says, "What if we got an eagle minefield deployable?" I do hope that if they make barbed wire, it's going to be eagle because it'd be a lot better to have a horizontal line. I mean, maybe that'd be kind of cool if they did have like multiple. If they did do, because that's how they were in Helldivers 1. They were actually eagle deployed, like airdropped mines, and they were in a vertical or horizontal line. So that'd be kind of cool.
Barbed wire was a Helldiver is one thing. I just don't think it would function that well in Helldivers 2.
Really?
Yeah, since there's just a lot more vertical things going on.
It probably wouldn't
And
be as good.
it's since it's only really useful when there's like prep time and you're with a lot of people.
I think it would.
But there's no harm in adding it to the game if it's an easy thing to add, of course.
Yeah.
But it would probably require a significant damage and slow buff on barbed wire because right now it kind of does nothing.
Yeah, oh yeah, like the random barbed wire. Yeah, that's if it was that, it probably wouldn't be good. But what I'm thinking is like barbed wire that, like, let's say you're in a colony and you do an air strike that drops the barbed wire and it covers like the whole street, and then any boatless that walk through it die. Like if it deals enough damage and slows them enough to where if they go through it they die, that'd be super
Yeah.
helpful if you're trying to like snipe. Like you can go prone and try and snipe out some of the like the elevated overseers without worrying about being attacked by a bunch of random boatless.
Yeah.
That's basically how they worked in Helldivers 1 Elron. Okay, machine gun sentry. We had our fun time. Back to business.
This one's justified in my opinion. When people bring sentries, it can make the game less fun since there's basically a bot that's killing a bunch of shit, and you can throw a machine gun sentry on like basically even on patrols, and it would be justified because this thing has a crazy short cooldown. So I'm just nerfing its ammo by a little bit so that there's more of a reason to bring Gatling sentry. That's my main justification, since I don't want to buff Gatling Sentry either, since it's also really good.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's No, honestly, that's my main issue with always buffing over nerfing, because you can buff things as much as you want, but there's always gonna be at least one overpowered gun in a game, and if you buff everything to be overpowered, then the game can just become baby easy.
But isn't that what the advertisements were? Like on the back of the box, wasn't that a big talking point back in the Helldivers era? That it was
It
on the back of the
was
box it
a big
says
talking
overpowered
point.
weapons.
Oh, well, and becoming impossible odds. So we got the overwhelming power, but we don't have the impossible odds. If they look, this doc would be irrelevant if they doubled the spawns or whatever, but that's just simply not possible.
I
As
don't
much as I
know.
would love that, and as much as I would say fuck PlayStation players, give me double spawns, I can't do that.
Yeah, fuck PlayStation
Because
players, give me
silly
double
is
spawns. It's
because silly is a PlayStation player, and silly deserves to play the game.
well,
No other PlayStation
Silly
players though.
can get a PC and play on that. And
True.
if there's double spawns, it's worth it. Sorry, Silly, but it's true. Would you, if you had to choose between double spawns and not nerfing Machine Gun Sentry or nerfing Machine Gun Sentry and playing on PlayStation, what are you gonna pick? Damn, I'm sorry, Silly, but it's just the truth. Like, console holds back the game. You know, we'd be getting daily hotfix patches if they didn't have to always do these weird litigations and deal with the lawyers of getting patches pushed out to PlayStation. Because I know that's a thing where when you have a game that has console, they
They
have
actually
to
had to do
sync
that.
up their patches and get it approved, and it takes time. That's why there's not that many patches.
Interesting. Is that why it's only on Tuesdays? They
Yeah,
just get it
because
approved on Monday?
they
And
have to
then
yeah,
that's crazy. Is that why hot fixes take like 2 days?
yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know anything about Payday, but if that's what Payday did, then I guess so.
Payday's boring as fuck though. That's the thing.
There's a lot of
I'm sorry for that, Payday.
there like PC games that are just PC. They can just update whenever the fuck they want. Like they just update every day if they want to. Oh, we made a bug. All right, I'll fix it. Oh, it's fixed. Send it. Like and it takes 2 hours. But like when you have to fix it on console and shit, it takes like a day minimum. Even like the emergency hot fixes.
Like Spore Burst was broken for like a day when
Yeah,
it first came out.
yeah. And that was like
So like that.
they had the bug fixed, and they said, "Oh yeah, we just have to wait." Like
Oh wow, that really is just the Payday route, isn't it?
peak. I don't think that at this point. I don't think it's realistic. But
It's not.
if
I
the
mean,
game never did
they
PlayStation,
partnered with PlayStation, so
yeah. Like if console never existed, the game would probably be better.
yeah. But at least more people can experience Helldivers. So
Holy shit!
hopefully, I guess
Rocket Sentry reduce its
this is not
ammo by
crazy.
half.
This isn't crazy.
Why not just
It
like
has so much ammo. Like it basically has like 20. No, it has how much ammo does this fucking Sentry have with the booster? It has to be insane. It increases all. What? How much fucking ammo does it has? An
so?
insane amount.
There is a ship upgrade that increases the ammo by
Yeah, like
50%,
50%.
but on the Rocket Sentry, it only increases it by 33% because it only doubles the one half of it. So it
Yeah.
actually gets less ammo than like a less of an ammo benefit than other ones.
Still them. It shoots commando shots. I'm pretty sure, which is crazy.
Oh,
It
sorry.
basically annihilates like of course this is the Sentry gun that takes the most skill. So it should be pretty powerful since it needs to be put in a good spot. If someone on your team brings a mech, then you can either say fuck them or you can put it in an actually good spot. I don't like that this can kill so many heavies, and it's so efficient that sometimes you don't even notice it killing everything since they just die.
I don't know. I think Rocket Sentry is really strong, but in my changes, like I'm arguing against you in terms of like the machine gun sentry, but in reality, like if we go to my changes, like I nerfed it too. Like I just increased the cooldowns of things because I like how I think it's better for something to feel really powerful and be less common than to be weak and like less effective.
Like an autocannon change. I like that idea.
Oh yeah. I did make autocannon like if I just increase the
I like
cooldown of
increasing
both,
its
like
range.
autocannon's still worse than rocket sentry, so I just gave it
Yeah, but you
rocket
increase its
sentry.
range. It
Yeah, like,
doesn't
I
need a
gave it the
nerf,
same range.
honestly.
It's kind of weird that they.
So since you buffed its range, it's a fair nerf. No, this is the most fair change in the game in this block. I
Bro,
don't think
10
this
shots is
10 shots.
ridiculously low.
This thing
That's
can
like
kill.
not even. That's like
I'm
one
pretty sure
factory
it
strider.
won top harvesters.
So I think the 18 placement is probably overpowered in the game right now, but I think that's a problem with enemies because you're super exposed when using ATE, but enemies just
Yeah.
don't hit you. Like they just don't shoot you for some reason. Like you should be getting shot and have to be like defended, but they just don't ever hit you. So I think it should be something that like it's very dangerous to use, and enemies will actually aim at you and shoot you. And once they fix spot accuracy, then ATE will be a lot more. They'll be really powerful, but it'll be really dangerous to use. And I think that will be what balances it.
It definitely needs some other tweaking, but this was the most basic route to go without tweaking AI or anything like that.
Half ammo is crazy.
I think it's fair though.
It's
So
crazy.
good.
It's like what? It's
so
2 shots for
good.
fabricators, so what? You can kill one large base.
It's so good for no reason. It deletes heavies off the map, and it has too much ammo.
That's crazy. Oh,
I like my shield generator idea.
we're getting into the really good stuff. Predator Strain, the most interesting thing this game has had for years. True.
Baby.
Alpha Commanders. A lot of people hate this
Yeah, a
enemy.
lot of people do. I hate them. I
Especially,
know that you can stagger them, but with melee, but I still hate them.
I think they're fine. I think they're a little buggy. Like, they do the charge thing, but the charge bugs out and just, like, they hit terrain instantly every single time, almost. But if you just learn how to play around them, they're very strange. Then they're not too bad, especially if you buff like the AP2 weapons and give primaries better durable. I know that Odo's community really hates Alpha Commanders. They complain about them every single day. So I go in there and I just say like skill issue, melee them. And a lot of them don't even know you can melee them.
I didn't know you can melee them, but I still like the idea of making their bleed out a little faster, with the trade-off of their head health being a little higher. Since I do really like them spawning in a bunch of enemies, that's very cool.
Yeah, their bleed out is pretty long sometimes, like if you just kill the minimum. But I think all of the problems with Alpha Commanders get fixed if you buff the durable on AP2 projectiles. Like, Alpha Commanders aren't a problem if you're using Scorcher, or Purifier, or Eruptor, or any of
Just
those
like the
things.
durable.
Yeah, like, they just have a shit ton of durable health, and the bleed out is so long because their bodies are 100% durable, I believe. So even when you're shooting them after their head pops, it's like you're doing piss poor damage with so many weapons. But if you just do that, then a lot of the follow-through damage and the percent to main will cut through that bleed out a lot quicker. But maybe increasing, like, it's just distributing, like, how much time there is berserk, so it's like a neutral change, but it scares some people. Charger Behemoth. Now, you tried to gaslight me and say that you didn't change it, but I looked at the history.
Look at the history. When did I make the change? When did I make the change to make it AP6?
This is like around here.
Because I think I made it randomly too. I don't think it was because of your comment.
Where was it?
I think I was in VC with a bunch of other people, and I had the idea.
Yeah, AP5.
See, it said AP6.
No, it said AP5 here.
It literally said AP6.
AP5. April
When the
22nd.
fuck? Right. So then I changed it to on the 24th to AP6.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then you changed it to AP6 because you wanted them to die to 2 anti-tank. What did I do?
Yeah,
Push the
because my main idea with it is that I want them to be only realistically killable from the front with their legs, not their heads.
Bro, there's no point. Like, there's no point.
Thematic.
But killing their heads is
Thematic.
more cinematic.
Yeah, what I'm saying, like them having crazy tanky heads, that makes sense. Their heads are like fucking axes. They should be tanky as fuck.
Oh wait, I guess to go back a little bit. So Silly said, "Hear me out on decapitated enemies. Make them not know your exact location." So like that is kind of weird that they track you. Like
Yeah,
decapitated
it is
enemies
how-
track you really well. Maybe if like they got hit with the confusion effect, that'd be nice. But that's probably just like a technical limitation. It might even be intentional because I think the bugs are supposed to technically not have eyes or ears or anything. They just like smell with pheromones. But
They have eyes.
do they have eyes? I know the impalers have eyes.
Painters have eyes, hunters have eyes, biotarians have eyes. They're just very small, so they probably don't have good vision. They probably do rely on smell and pheromones, but they definitely do have eyes. They're just kind of
I'm not seeing
tiny.
eyes.
Look at a hunter. They have eyes.
I'm looking at a hunter. They don't have
Just look
eyes.
really hard. Just look really hard. They have
I
eyes.
don't
You
see
see
no
those little black
eyes.
things on the mouth? Those are eyes. Near the mouth.
That?
Those little black things on the top, there's 2 black dots.
That's shadows. Those are shadows.
Those are eyes.
Those are not eyes.
Those are eyes. They definitely have eyes. There's no way they don't. Biotitans have eyes too. If you look at a Biotitan, you'll see eyes in the same spot.
They got no eyes.
They have eyes. Do you see look? They have like 8 eyes.
They got no. Those aren't eyes. Those are shadows.
Those are eyes.
In Helldivers 2, Terminids do not appear to have visible eyes or eye-like structures. They rely on other senses. Damn, that's crazy.
They literally have
They
eyes.
got no eyes.
They have eyes.
Silly says
Impalers have like 12 eyes.
bugs don't have eyes.
Why would Impalers be the only ones that have eyes?
I don't know. They're special. They're special guys.
They have eyes.
Special boys. Maybe they're not even eyes.
If they didn't have eyes, then like they should have crazy like stalkers might not have eyes. I wouldn't be surprised if stalkers don't have eyes.
Like, are these even eyes?
Those are what the fuck are those?
Maybe
Like,
they're
that's
not
a
even
great
eyes. Maybe they're
question.
like more like sensitive.
No, those are eyes.
No, maybe they're not eyes.
Those are eyes. They're really stupidly placed eyes. Because then they're covered 75% of the time, but they're still eyes.
Alright, well, back to this. TLDR, Charger Behemoths
change.
become
Tanky
unkillable.
motherfuckers.
It's just a
No, they're
reversion to
tanky.
Escalation of Freedom.
Look,
Where
Charters were the best during EOF.
I don't know.
They were
I think
actually
we'd rather just have
dangerous.
more Chargers spawn and more enemies spawn
I
than.
want both. I want more Chargers and I want them to be tanky bitches.
I mean, you could ask for like a separate Charger that's a Bile Titan tier of enemy.
They gotta be like, no. I like that they can turn really fast and stuff. But maybe, I suppose.
I don't know. It's kind of crazy for the anti-tank weapons to not kill tanks.
They can't kill tanks. You just gotta go for their butt.
Their butt, yeah.
Yeah. You just have them charge at you. You dive out of the way, shoot their butt.
I don't know. 2 anti-tank shots is crazy. And then you do it to the leg anyways, so what's the point? It just makes it so that you can't get the cinematic headshot kill, which you can
You
only get with
shoot
anti-tank.
them in the legs, it breaks.
What the hell?
It's a bot.
What do I do?
You
Put him in
ban it.
timeout for 30 minutes. There we go. He's in timeout. Bye, Sam. Worse take than the crossbow in this. Yeah, this is a little known link take that not as many people know about. It's not as famous, but he wants chargers to basically be effectively that he wants them to be tankier, so that AP4 weapons are useless on bugs, and so that we'll get to the Battle Titan too. A little sneak peek, and he wants them to take multiple hits from anti-tank. Yeah, donate to me. I don't even think you can donate to me. Don't donate to me. I don't think I have it set up.
You can, bro. I literally just got my speaking rights back,
Oh yeah. Donate in text chat. Yeah.
bruh.
But it's like there's no point, silly, right? Like now I'm just aiming for the leg instead of the head.
Yeah.
Like there's
Shoot
just
the leg
there's
with
just
your
no point.
primary weapon.
Like the head is
There
tankier
is
than
a
the leg
point.
right now.
It's
It
not
just
an
doesn't have a
instant
higher
kill.
armor level. For 2 higher armor levels. Sorry, this is AP6, not even AP5. Like 2 higher armor levels. This would be the tankiest thing in the game. Nothing has AP6.
That's what I want it to be. I want it to. Their armor is fucking thick.
Nothing on bots is AP6 as far as I'm aware.
Factory shredders are definitely AP6.
No, they're not AP6. They're not.
There's
Railgun
no
can
way.
shoot them anywhere. Railgun's
Are they
AP5.
absolutely? No, they're definitely AP6 somewhere.
No, they're not.
And besides, I'm okay with it being. I mean, what's the point of even having anything above AP5 if
5. Well, 5 is like the limit for enemies, I believe, is the intention. Like 5's
is
like
it really?
the
Oh
upper
wow,
limit.
I guess it is just covered in 5 and 4.
Yeah, it's 5 and 4.
Interesting.
Like they got rid of like AP6 means it pins everything. That was the intention behind it. Yeah. Like if you want to make things tankier, I don't think that like even if you wanted to make tank chargers tankier, okay. I could see it. I could see the vision. But increasing armor value just means that lower tier of weapons, specifically like laser cannon, just can do nothing now. It doesn't make them tankier. If you want to make them tankier, just increase their durable or their health. Like you can just increase its health so that it does these things if you wanted to, and then you'd still be able to use other weapons.
I would also be okay with adding normal chargers back into the spawn pool if this changes.
They spawn in diff 8. They just don't spawn in diff
but
9 and 10, I think.
Who plays diff 8 except for testing?
Me, non-testing. It's annoying when I'm trying to test on behemoths and normal chargers spawn. Oh, this one's crazy. Alright, Battle Titan. Also just as crazy. Do you guys remember launch Battle Titans when you couldn't kill them with AP2 weapons at all? You couldn't even damage them? We're back. We're so fucking back. AP5 for the head.
That's not crazy.
So this doesn't affect AT weapons. You can still one-shot them in the head with Recoilless, Eat, Quasar, 2-shot with Commando. But now you can't hit them at all with Laser Cannon, HMG, AMR, all those like kind of mid weapons that deal with them. Now you can't do nothing. Now it's just weak. So just don't even bother. So now you just
bother. Just don't shoot them in the head.
Yeah, but how many shots do you think it's going to take to kill a Battle Titan with AMR?
A lot.
Yeah, a fuck ton. It's already a lot. Like it's going to like bye. Like you know what this is? This is something that Arrowhead would never do, because this nerfs autocannon. And Arrowhead will never let autocannon fall out of the meta.
It technically nerfs autocannon, which is definitely
they'll do anything. They'll make it so that autocannon shoots Eruptor rounds.
True.
Just to make
sure. It already does shoot Eruptor rounds.
Exactly. They made it so it shoots Eruptor rounds.
Literally
they'll make sure. They'll make sure that it's meta, no matter what it takes. They'll give it fire next patch, I swear.
It's so bad. It's like it's somehow not OP. It's borderline OP, but it's not OP.
They'll do anything. Anything. I'm surprised they didn't give it AP5 to deal with Leviathans.
True.
So AP5.
I mean, it's honestly it would kind of make sense if it had AP5, considering it shoots the larger rounds than the AMR. But
I mean, AMR is shooting them at higher velocity, and it's a better
yeah,
shaped
true.
thing.
True.
The underside is AP3. So you know when you pop the belly, and you can shoot the AP2 underside, and it's like 100% durable AP2, so you deal like piss all damage, and it takes a full stalwart mag. Now it just deflects. No damage. No more stalwart kills on Bile Titans. All gone. Bye bye. Bring Lib Pen. Bring Lib Pen and spend 6 mags killing a Bile Titan over the course of 5 minutes. What does this do? What does this accomplish?
What it accomplishes is it makes it makes it so that Bile Titans can't be killed by everything, considering that they're this big boss enemy that even has their own theme. I think that you should need boss killing tools, such as anti-tank guns, or you can bring your autocannon or whatever and shoot the belly.
I don't know. It's like you're just knocking them down when they're already on the ground. Like you're kicking them while they're down. Like AP4 weapons are not very good against Bile Titans. It takes forever. I think that Bile Titans are easy to kill when they're alone. They're a little bit they're not very threatening, but that can be fixed by like upping their speed or whatnot. Like you even said it, you can make them faster or more dangerous. I think that their spit, when they spit, it's very inaccurate. You just like jog away from them and they never hit you.
It's like 25% of your health and slows you. That's it.
I don't in like light armor, you don't even get hit at all. Like you just get the acid status effect. And if you're wearing and you have muscle enhancement, it does, and vitality, it does nothing. So you just can run away from them forever, which I think that's a little bit of a problem for how easy they are to kill. But making it so that they're weaker against already weak weapons doesn't really do much. Like this isn't gonna make me switch off eats. This is gonna make me bring eats every time instead of occasionally bringing AMR for funsies or laser cannon for funsies. Yeah, this is good. This is good stuff. More heavies, more spawns. Add a shotgun dev. Alright, I think everyone, no one knows what this means. No one understands.
No. Shotgun dev. Shoots faster but no fire. And does more damage.
It's gonna one shot. Like it's gonna one shot and it's gonna be Predator Hunters.
It's gonna be peak.
It's not gonna be peak.
It's gonna be peak. It's gonna make bots hard again.
It's not gonna be peak.
Jet Brigade, shotgun devs would go so hard.
It's not difficulty
make them
though.
shoot
Random
slower.
one shots aren't difficult. Like if 3 shotgun devastators leap on you
Like
in
7 shotgun devs 20 meters away, then they probably won't one shot you, but they'll still do pretty good damage.
It's not peak. They just need
It's
to up bot
not-
accuracy. Bots are just super inaccurate right now. Just up
I
bot
would be
accuracy.
okay if they didn't give these one shields either.
So I'd be okay with the shotgun devs if they did really low damage, but they staggered you very hard. So you had to get into cover or they would kill you. Like if they were like breaker shotgun speed and they were spamming you and it didn't kill you, but it's it whittled down your health and it forced you to dive away and take cover and stim, I'd be fine with it. But if it's like a Punisher and they leap on you and just one shot you, it's like, okay, like not playing bots anymore. I don't know. We'll see. They'll add it probably. I think they're working on it, but we'll see.
They did my boy Hulk. They did my boy Hulk dirty. He's like So easy to kill.
I think I
With
kind
anything
of
that's AP4.
yeah. So you want to make their bodies AP5 except for the eye.
Yes.
I think I kind of agree
And
with
vents
this.
are the same.
I think I kind of agree with this. I think they should still be one shot with rockets, but making their body AP5 would add an accuracy element for the AP4 weapons, like a bit more of an
Yes.
accuracy element. Like you kill them with AP4 weapons all the time, anyways. And a lot of people with the autocannon say they'd actually prefer the body was AP5. My only problem with the AP5 body is the body itself is the main health pool. So they'd have to separate the main health pool, otherwise they'd be immune to like all of the every explosion is, there's a lot of explosions and like they'd be immune to fire and stuff if they
Good.
their health pool. No, not good.
That is good. So that
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
incendiary
exactly. Yeah,
core.
yeah. Thick said it right as I did. Yeah, they'd be immune to fire if their main body was AP5 and stuff like that. Like in a lot of
I think
explosions
that's a fine change.
start dealing half damage or 65% damage. So if
So
they
you
separated
mostly
the
want to
main
shoot
health
the eye
pool
anyway.
from the body and then made the body AP5, I'd be fine with it.
And then
Yo, I got a
of course give
famous
Bruiser
streamer
Hulk.
in my chat. That's crazy.
Of course make Bruiser Hulks the cannon arm.
No.
Yes.
Do not bring back the fucking cringe turret Hulks. That's so horrible. This is so horrible.
It wasn't as bad as people remember, okay?
It was
wasn't
really
that bad.
bad.
It wasn't that bad.
It was really bad. It
People
was
just
really bad.
remember it as being shit for some
More cringe
reason.
turrets is not what the game needs to feel difficult. Okay? That's just like no cringe turrets.
Reduce the
Cringe turrets.
ragdoll
They need to
range.
like
How about
we just got rid of them on Leviathans. Leviathans just stopped ragdolling. Do Leviathans ragdoll you? Well, I guess if they hit you directly, you just die. I wonder if the projectile of Leviathans ragdoll you now. If you could like somehow miraculously survive. I guess you could survive if you were holding ballistic shield, maybe. Slightly reduce. Slightly, yeah. Yeah. Slightly reduce the ragdoll
Slightly.
range. What the? Slightly,
I think so. We
slightly.
both fix it at the same time.
Slightly reduce the ragdoll range.
Slightly reduce it. I still want the ragdoll though. I need to fix this.
Bro, it's so
Kinda.
fucked up. No more cringe turrets. Like, so even if they didn't ragdoll and they were fine for balance, right? Now you just have a Hulk that just has two different laser arms, and it's like it's more boring. It's not as like interactive. Like it's not as cool. Like it's just two laser. Like they've got big laser and little laser, and it's like it's not as interesting visually as having lasers and rocket, or flamethrower and laser, or flamethrower and saw, or laser and saw. You know, like mixing and matching is better, or having two of the exact same. Not like if they had big saw, little saw, that'd be weird. Like it's just it's not as interesting. Harvester laser
It's a
is
funny idea.
fucking nuts. No, dude, I'm
That's a fun
scared
idea.
if they make harvesters have good accuracy, because sometimes they
They
just
they
beam
have good
you.
accuracy. They just have fucking shitty handling.
Like no,
Or
I mean like
whatever you would
sometimes
call it.
they just beam you. Like when their laser starts on you, you're cooked.
Well, you can see them charging up their beam,
Yeah,
so I think it's fine. And they make a pretty loud noise. I think this is very fair. If our illuminate changes.
I haven't read this. Boatless harvesters. Yeah, harvesters are like gone. They're just not in the game anymore.
Makes me sad for the
Flying
very fun to fight.
overseers. I think it's also that flying overseers are so much harder to kill than everything else that they just keep like even if they are spawning disproportionately, but even if they weren't, they're harder to kill, so they stay on the field more, and so more stack up because you haven't killed the old ones while the new ones just spawned.
These tier lists are kind of cooked because I made them while heavily intoxicated and also before weapon attachments. Like, I agree with a lot of these, but for example, let's see. This
Crossbow.
gun is actually okay, except for carbine. I'll put carbine in the A tier.
Yeah, mid, peak mid. We're so back with the carbine.
Everything
mid.
else, though, I would probably keep the same.
Why is the scythe so low? I thought you're nerfing the scythe.
Because this was before fire changes.
Yeah, you gotta redo the tier list.
To do it, it takes so long.
Alright.
I'll do it.
Yeah, these
Probably before Clay launches this fucking document.
Yeah. Yeah, the tier lists are like the afterthought, I guess. Alright.
Yeah.
Well, we went through all the nerfs. Is there anything anyone in the chat wants to see specifically? I think at the beginning of the stream someone said Lib Carbine 120 damage, but Link thinks it's fine. S tier. No,
How
A
to
tier.
change.
A tier, right below the crossbow, just under it. Like
I
crossbow's
originally
just
had
slightly
buff,
better.
but I edited it because it didn't need changes anymore. After it got the weapon attachments. Oh, I forgot I buffed stim pistol.
Breaker, spray, and pray.
I don't think I did anything to break his frame for. I think it's a good
Oh wait,
gun.
here we go. Rework.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did do it.
Feels really snappy and has nice crowd control. It's fine if it's shit on bots. It's fine on squids.
I know. I said it's actual shit on bots, but that's okay.
So I don't know what this means because this seems like it was written before customization. Because
it was.
Yeah, because you can just take off the chokes. This doesn't mean like any difference in damage, just chokes. I don't know. Breaker, spray, and pray, from my experience, the only way to make it good is to just make it the breaker. Like, that's it. If you make it good, it just feels like the breaker, but with more pellets and less damage per pellet. So it's just the same gun. And the whole, like, different ammo economy thing is kind of lame. Like, it just means that breaker is going to always have bad ammo economy because breaker, spray, and pray is going to have good ammo economy. I think they should just make it AP1 or give it some other niche.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna defrost some ground beef real quick.
Ground beef. Breaker carbine. Yeah, I think I actually have in my doc in new attachments. Where is it? Man, I think I accidentally deleted like some of these things. But I had a section where it was, I'll find it one day. I'll go back in the history and find it. It was an attachment that's like a stock or chassis replacement that increases the recoil and increases ergonomics and stuff like that, but then makes it one-handed. And I applied it to breaker, I think lib carbine, reprimand, like a lot of the weapons that people think should be one-handed. That way you have an option and it has like a downside and it completely changes the way the weapon's used with customization. Breaker fire rate. Now, why would we want to lower the breaker's fire rate, Minako? Why would we lower it? Because if you want to shoot it at a lower fire rate, just tap fire. But if you're trying to nerf it in full auto, I don't know what the purpose of that is, because I think breaker spray and pray is really bad, and I think breaker is mid at best. Yeah, I think that if they were gonna make changes to the breaker spray and pray, it should be to really emphasize it's like large. Like it should have large spread even with full choke and stuff like that, but then have like a lot of damage to compensate. So that it's just like it kills crowds But my idea for the Break and Spray and Pray was to actually like bring it back to AP1, or if you do AP2110,
AP1. I'm back.
if you do AP2110, then it's still really hard to hit the AP2 on certain things because there's a lot of deflection with that angle, but you can still kind of do it, so it helps with alpha commanders. Like it makes it so that hive guards aren't just invulnerable. But AP1 is like a really interesting kind of thought experiment for making stuff, because it's a really big downside that you can compensate for. All right. What else? What else, chat? Is there anything?
Yes, chat.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to go over, Link?
I said for stim pistol, let you stim Thief soldiers because it would be cool.
Let me see if I can find stim pistol. Link thinks the stim pistol is S tier.
I never said that. I
You
just
said
said
it was
it's,
S
I
tier.
just like it. I literally never said it was.
You
S
said it
tier.
was so good.
I said it's good, not so good.
Let's go to
It
the
is
tier
good.
list.
Did I even make a secondary
No,
tier?
you
I don't even think I
didn't.
made a secondary tier list.
Wow. Coward.
It's honestly hard to rank because it doesn't do damage.
I think it's bad. It's bad at what it does, and that's the problem. If it's like a bad effect, but it's good at what it does, then it's like usable. But it's bad at what it does. It's way too high of a burden of like a burden of proof or burden of accuracy to be able to use stim tier. I don't even know if Dickle's that good or on. It deals no durable. It's like a huge setup. You're not moving. Like you're stuck stationary for like a minute. Like, would I rather use the Dickle or would I rather just bring HMG in placement? You know, like it's cool, but I think there's a lot of it's cool and fun, but there's a lot of things that you could do that aren't as threatening to you. Yeah. Yeah, if you give Stim Pistol guided mode, I want to see if it's potential that I could test that, but I guess I could just swap the projectiles on Warrant and see. That'd be kind of cool. Although I don't know if that's how it works necessarily, because Warrant has like the rocket guided system. But I'll see. Yeah, it'd be cool if they did do tracking. I don't know if they'll do that though, because it would just be completely reworking the weapon.
I give it guided.
But yeah, you should be able to. This is crazy that they went to that level of detail with like emotes and stuff like that, but then they didn't even make the one fucking thing that should work on them work on them.
I know. During the invasion of Super Earth, I thought it worked since it did a hit marker, so I would stim them all the time. Then I tested it and it does nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, that like Arrowhead puts a lot of stock into the auto aim, but it's just bad.
Auto aim for no reason.
Yeah, like it's just bad. Like the only auto aim that's kind of good is Orbital Rail Cannon Strike, and even then it still fucks up all the time.
Good.
Like 110.
Well, it does fuck up. I mean, like for example, it sometimes targets stalkers over Biotitans.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's
like
weird.
It'll just do like it'll just fuck up. Like it'll just be bad every once in a while. It's like, okay.
It needs to be fixed, but it's not unusably bad.
I think that we're at the point where auto aim is a downside more than an upside. Like, and it should be balanced around accordingly. Like spear shouldn't be weaker than recoilless because it has auto aim. Like auto aim means that you can't aim with weak points and stuff like that, which is just worse than just aiming at weak points and killing the thing. Like 110 rocket pods. Actually, wait, they don't have the same uses as airstrike anymore, do they?
I think so. It has one more.
Yeah, so it has one more. So they did buff it a little bit, but still.
Changed it in my document. I did buff them.
You did not buff them. I know what you did.
Buff them.
You did not buff rocket pods.
It's
That should be
definitely
red.
rough.
Bro, there's so many like things that you listed as reworks that that are not reworks.
Is it rocket
Remove
pods?
the extra use it got a few patches ago,
Yeah,
and then give it the
read
ability to
on.
one-tap chargers and Battle Titans.
That's not crazy.
It is crazy. You know what one-taps chargers? And this isn't even that great of a stratagem, by the way. Eagle Airstrike one-shots chargers. So if you remove the one use, then it has no advantage, because Eagle Airstrike will one-tap the charger next to it, and then the 30 other bugs surrounding it. And
It's
110
way harder
might...
to aim, though. This thing is auto aim. You gotta
Bro,
remember that.
it's not hard to throw 45 meters away at a charger, or throw an airstrike on a bug breach.
Okay, what if one's like charging you? You can't just do it. So rocket pods still have that use.
But rocket pods don't even do it then. Like, they still suck at that. Well, I'll shoot you before they shoot the charger.
Like it's still, it's my main goal of this change is to give it a similar kill capacity like the 500 kg is, at least for heavies. Except it is auto aim.
I don't know. It should just keep the amount of uses it has now.
Oh, and it should also one tap tanks, obviously. I forgot to put that, my fault. If it one tap tanks, it would definitely have a use.
Minako, I'm pretty sure that rocket pods stagger enemies. They stagger them. I don't know if it really makes sense for them to have stun itself added.
It does have a stagger. It staggers Battle Titans.
Yeah, it's like... actually, it might not.
I promise you, it staggers. Well,
It's 40 stagger.
I'm like almost sure it does, based on what I remember, but I might just be wrong.
There is some hidden like stagger stats that explosives do, but if this doesn't stagger Battle Titans, I'll actually put that in. So that's a good point
I
to...
have like a picture in my head. I'll have a staggered Battle Titan, but the
Well,
more I
it
think
staggers
about
them,
it,
but
I
not
actually don't know if
the
it
interrupt
does.
stagger.
Okay.
So like there's the stagger, but it doesn't actually stagger them. Like it wouldn't cancel their spit or anything, but they would show them like moving. So there's like different degrees of stagger, and the interrupt one is like the only one that matters because that's what actually stops them from what they're doing instead of just makes them wiggle. Oh my god. We streamed for almost 2 hours. Even though 15 minutes of it was just me trying to figure out how to turn on my mic. Alright. Are there any closing thoughts?
Assault rifles are A tier, and I don't see why people think they're not.
Assault rifles are A tier, and I don't see why people think they're not. Okay. Alright. I think
That's
yeah. I think that's about it.
That was the test stream of all time.
Yeah. We learned a lot. Crossbow might need to be two-handed.
I'm clipping that, by the way.
It might need to be two-handed. We'll see.
I'm clipping that.
Yeah, true. I'm the real YouTube streamer now. It's crazy that I can stream on YouTube, but Thick Fillet can't. I bet he's very jealous. Three-handed is crazy. Maybe there should be a three-handed weapon. I guess that's what backpack weapons are.
Three-handed weapons, because we have 3 hands in Helldivers too.
That'd be crazy if they had a primary weapon that required a backpack. So you spawned in with a backpack and you couldn't take a backpack weapon or pick up another backpack.
You should have sent this in Clay's Discord too,
No, I don't want to.
just to get more people.
I think
Or
it's
do you
gonna
not
be
want to
considered
spoil
like
them of the doc?
self-promotion.
I guess.
Yeah, so I don't want to get destroyed. I think Thick Fillet
I
will
said
forgive me for
rifles.
a little bit of self-promotion in his Discord. Alright. Link said the word rifles. That's fine. They can ban me. Alright. I think I'm tired. I'm getting a sore throat. Are you getting a sore throat?
No.
Oh. I talk too much.
Why would I be getting a sore throat?
Alright. Well,
Let's
that's
see.
the end of the stream, I guess. We learned a lot about the crossbow and how it deserves to be two-handed. Maybe
Yep.
I'll post a clip with the short, and then I'll show that like how the crossbow reloads, because I don't know how it reloads in the game when you're holding ballistic shield for it to be one-handed. That's kind of interesting.
I guess I'll have to see it.
Yeah. Buff or the precision strike.
I'll catch you.
Yeah. Yeah, you can go. Buff or precision strike. I actually think that if they just make it easier to hit enemies, then it's fine, because they're working on making Shred and Ball stick, and if it shoots out really fast and hits what it stuck to, then it'll be fine. But, alright, that's the end. Goodbye.